Hi, this is Hannah McGee from Equine Stable Management, EQ256 class fall 2020. This is my horse Huckleberry. Huckleberry Holiday is his barn name, goes by Huck for short. His registered name is To Hell and Back. He is a registered racking horse. We are trail riders primarily, so he has, a full mane and full tail, and we don't clip whiskers or ears in our barn, and we keep him shod for rocky hills. This is my grooming video of how to do proper grooming. In my hand I have both a metal curry comb with the short side down and a rubber curry comb for getting the dirt off, and we'll start with that first. We'll just work like this, gently, to break up the dirt and dust, making sure that I don't create any or go across any tender spots or create any issues on him. And for the sake of the video, we will just work on this side, and I'll show you his mane is all on the other side, so we'll turn him for that part. But I'll start with currying. I don't pick feet first. I usually brush down and then do feet, just so the horse is used to all of the touching. I don't just automatically go for a foot. They're broke to stand still for their feet. However, Huck is still learning patience and manners when it comes to feet. So we'll do this with the curry comb and break up the dirty spots, the chunks of dirt that he has on him. And get the dust flying. And I'm not going to use the metal curry comb because he's not really dirty enough for it, but you would just use it in the same motions on the dirt to get the loose hair. That was a little tender. To get the loose hair and the dust off of him. And then, and all of the stuff that I have thrown out of my trailer and barn, I have a body brush, which I'm going to use on his coat to get all of the dirt and dust that I just knocked loose with that rubber curry comb. With the way the wind is blowing, I'm kind of blowing it back on myself, but so with the body brush, I'll go places where I won't go with the curry comb, just because they're tender on their legs and on bony areas. And if there's places down here that the body brush doesn't seem to want to get, I'll pick at them with my fingernail to get them off. Just making sure to respect his tender areas with it. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Good boy. And with this, I do flicking motions at the end to really try to send that dust up into the air. And again, I'm just doing one side for the video, but I try to make sure and be very thorough if I'm getting ready to tack up. I try to be very thorough with where the saddle is going to sit. Good boy. Making sure I get as much as the dust that I can out of him. And then after I use the stiff bristled body brush or a cowboy brush, I come over for a softer bristled brush to get more, thanks Bryce, to get the dust a little bit more. So again, it's a softer bristled brush, and I just work where I was all the way down, using, well, on the bony parts I use less pressure than I do on the fattier parts on him, or the more muscled parts. And again, I just use the flicking motion to get the dust. And as you can see, I kind of put a lot of pressure right there, and he got a little ticklish or tender right there in that spot. It hasn't rained here in over a month, so he's very, very dusty. All right, so now that he's been brushed body, I'll do his ears and his face. And I have this little soft bristled brush that I'll use on his face with light pressure. Hi, Hucky. Him's a good boy. You're a good boy, buddy. Yes. You're a good boy. And I make sure to get the entire face and be as gentle as I can, especially around the ears. And he doesn't right now have a bridle path cut into his mane. I am going to do that today, actually. But I do try to get, again, if I'm going to go riding, I try to get very thorough where the bridle sits, and make sure I get all the dirt or all the foreign areas. He's been beat up kind of in the pasture. They're going through some herd changes, and he's trying to establish some dominance. So he's got some spots where he's been bit and things like that in his coat, but we'll treat those and he'll be okay. I did notice that this is kind of like a pine tarry spot, and this right here is a little bit more like pine tar. So I'm going to get this brush again, the rubber curry comb, and kind of just lightly go over these spots and make sure that I do get everything out of there. Now, for his mane, sorry, I'm kind of sloppy with my stuff because we have a living quarters horse trailer and this horse trailer in a barn, and between all the spots I had to go get all the pieces of grooming equipment. But for his mane and tail, I'll show you his tail I like to put a little bit of some detangler in this brush, just a little bit. And then I start down at the bottom working with that detangler through his tail. You okay, buddy? And I focus, like I'll run the brush through, and I brush his mane and tail before every ride and after every ride. So it's really not that tangled, but I do try to, like, where I feel the most resistance, I'll pick up the tail and work slowly and easily to remove the tangle. And then we'll go over to his mane to show you that part. Again, for his mane, I just put a little bit of detangler on this brush and let it fall through the bristles. And then I pick it up off of his neck and brush it through. That way I'm not constantly running the brush bristles across his neck muscles. So a lot of the time I brush from the bottom out. And make sure that his mane has been nicely detangled. And then I do a forelock really quick and make sure it's detangled. I think I just felt a cockerburr, but I got it with the brush. But I do his forelock real easily too, so that way it's been brushed as well. And now I will do his feet, and we'll go around on the other side to do his feet, so I'm not standing in the manure pile that's there. But I slowly pick up the foot, and with my hoof pick, I clean out from around the shoe. Now he's scheduled for the farrier on this coming Tuesday, so he's a little overgrown. I will. My son is doing the recording for me, if you heard him tell me that I wasn't done yet. And as you can see, he doesn't have any signs of thrush or any other signs of any other hoof problems. I do gotta get a little bit better through there. He's collecting dust everywhere. And we do this several times. Again, like I said, we're trying to teach Huck to be a little bit more patient with hoof work. This backside is where he's the most dangerous, because Huck likes to kick. We're trying to teach him that kicking's not a good boy. Don't do anything dirty. Put that tail down. Okay, give me this foot. Come on, give it to me. That was kind of my fault. I didn't pick it up right. All right, so again, starting down here. Oh. Work along the frog. And get this cleaned out really good. Ho, 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 huck, huck, ho, ho. What are you doing? Come on, ho. And again, just make sure I get really good along and under the hoof and the frog, and right through here. I'll brush this real quick. Again, he's scheduled for the farrier.